notice of this meeting was provided and published in the Asbury Park Press and the Ocean Star on January 7, 2022. Copies of the agenda were provided to the newspaper, posted on public bulletin boards and the Township website.
Roll call.
Councilman Albanese.
Here.
Councilwoman Zapsik.
Here.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Here.
Councilwoman Pontorero. Councilman Halloran. Vice President Crate.
Here.
President Minikino.
Here.
Thank you.
I'd like to take a minute to salute the flag in a moment of silence.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, can you accept and file the reports for the municipal officers?
Yes.
Thank you. Can we get a motion and a second to approve the minutes from February 8th?
Motion. Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Albanese.
Here.
Councilwoman Zapsik.
Yes.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Yes.
Vice President Crate.
Yes.
President Minikino.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. This brings us to our consent agenda.
All matters listed under item consent agenda will be enacted by one motion in the form listed below. If discussion is desired on any item, this item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately.
Thank you. Resolution 4-1.
Authorize cancellation of stale dated checks, municipal court.
Councilwoman Vice President Crate.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes the cancellation of stale dated checks totaling $142 in the bail account and $30 in the municipal court general account.
Resolution 4-2.
Authorize receipt of bids, beer and wine garden concession.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
This resolution authorizes the receipt of bids for the beer and wine garden concession at Summerfest and Fall Fest. The most recent one-year contract was with Maniloking Road Ale House for $7,000.
Thank you. Resolution 4-3.
Authorize receipt of bids, demolition and secure of property at 80 West Granada, 24 Adair Drive, 478 East End Avenue, 204 Winchester Drive, and 357 Kelly Avenue.
This resolution authorizes the receipt of bids to secure the properties and approve the demolition process for 80 West Granada Drive, 24 Adair Drive, 478 East End Avenue, 204 Winchester Drive, 357 Kelly Avenue. The recommendations to proceed with demolition orders came from the Township Property Maintenance Board. Each of these properties have been heard before the board with orders to make repairs or other work to secure the properties and have been found in default of those orders. Owners do still have time to be in compliant with the board's orders while the township proceeds with the preparation of bid specs and completes the bidding process. Should those properties remain in their current state without adherence to the board's orders, another resolution will come back before the council to award demolition contracts. Resolution 4-4.
Authorize advice and consent for fair and open professional service contract with municipal prosecutor.
Councilwoman Zapsik.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes a contract with Destrobats, Campbell, Staub, and Hamilton, specifically Anthony J. Destrobats for municipal prosecutor and attorneys Raymond Staub, David Schrock, and Adam Lips as alternate prosecutors. The firm has met all the administrative requirements and have the qualifications and experience to provide this service to the township.
Thank you. Resolution 4-5, please.
Authorize rebid of proposals, code enforcement prosecutor, alternate and conflict code enforcement prosecutor.
Councilwoman Zapsik.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes the rebid for code enforcement prosecutor, alternate and conflict code enforcement prosecutors. The township went out to bid for these services and received one bid. That bidder has rescinded their proposal, resulting in the need to go back out to bid.
Thank you. Resolution 4-6.
Authorize award of contract, entertainment and production services for 2022 Summerfest concerts.
Councilman Albanese.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes the award of contract to LaGuardia Associates, Cedar Grove, in the amount of $33,650 for entertainment and production services for the 2022 Summerfest Concert Series.
Thank you. Resolution 4-7.
Authorize award of contract maintenance and support of New World Public Safety Software Suite.
This resolution authorizes an award of contract to Tyler Technologies, Troy, Michigan, in the amount of $189,636.56 to provide maintenance and support services for the New World Public Safety Software Suite used by the Police Department. This service falls under the NJSA 40A11-5 of the Local Public Contract Law as an improved exemption which allows for the provision of performance of goods and services to support the or maintenance of proprietary computer hardware and software. Resolution 4-8.
Authorize award of bid CDBG Housing Rehabilitation Program Project Number 1911.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes the award of bid for a project under the Community Development Block Grant Housing Rehabilitation Program to Premier Property Management Services, LLC, Beechwood, for a total bid amount of $26,000. Bid notices were sent to 30 prospective bidders from our bidders list, of which 2 bidders picked up bid packages. 1 bid was received with Premier Property Management Services being the lowest responsible bidder.
Resolution 4-9.
Authorize award of bid CDBG Housing Rehabilitation Program Project 1916.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
This resolution authorizes the award of bid for a project under the Community Development Block Grant Housing Rehabilitation Program to Premier Property Management Services, LLC, Beechwood, for a total bid amount of $22,570. Bid notices were sent to 30 prospective bidders from our bidders list, of which 2 bidders picked up bid packages. 1 bid was received with Premier Property Management Services being the lowest responsible bidder.
Thank you. Resolution 4-10.
Authorize award of bid CDBG Housing Rehabilitation Program Project Number 1920.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes the award of bid for a project under the Community Development Block Grant Housing Rehabilitation Program to Premier Property Management Services, LLC, Beechwood, for a total bid amount of $24,425. Bid notices were sent to 30 prospective bidders from our bidders list, of which 2 bidders picked up bid packages. 1 bid was received with Premier Property Management Services being the lowest responsible bidder. Oh, that's a tongue twister.
Resolution 4-11, please.
Authorize submission of application for Sustainable Jersey Grant.
Councilman Albanese.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes a submission of grant in the amount of $2,000 to the Sustainable Jersey Grant funded by PSEG. The grant application is for pollinated garden that will be located at the Robert Anstett Cultural Arts Center on Herbertsville Road. The Township's Environmental Commission is designing a pollinator garden that will feature regionally appropriate plants that attract bees and butterflies.
Thank you. Resolution 4-12.
Support Companion Animal Management Pledge.
Councilman Albanese.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution pledges that the Township will do its best within its boundaries of our jurisdiction to ensure that the companion animals are treated humanely, respectfully, and responsibly through public education and support. The resolution is part of the Township's effort under the Sustainable Brick Program.
Thank you. Resolution 4-13.
Support Anti-Idling Education.
This resolution supports the Township Anti-Idling Education Campaign. The Township Sustainable Brick Committee recognizes that we can avoid producing unnecessary greenhouse gas emissions and exposure to air toxics by reducing or eliminating wasteful vehicle idling. In this campaign, the Township will install signage in commercial parking lots, including Brick Plaza and Coles Plaza. Resolution 414, please.
Authorize special events permit St. Patrick's Day event.
Councilwoman Crate.
This resolution authorizes a special events permit for P.J. Sweeney's to conduct a St. Patrick's Day event on March 17th between the hours of 11 a.m. and 1 a.m. at the restaurant on Brick Boulevard. Thank you.
Resolution 415, please.
Authorize special events permit Bike MS Coast to Coast.
Council Vice President Crate.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes a special event permit for the National MS Society to conduct a Bike MS Coast to Coast event on Saturday, May 7th between the hours of 7 a.m. and 6 p.m. The event will use the north and southbound bike lanes along Route 35. Thank you.
Thank you. Resolution 416.
416A is a performance bond release for Ocean Medical Park Association on Jack Martin Boulevard in the amount of $3,734.83, along with the inspection fund release in the amount of $896.56. The following are all inspection funds release. We have one for La Fontana on Drum Point Road in the amount of $87.50. C is for Paramount Plaza on Brick LLC on Chambersburg Road in the amount of $561.10. D is for Stars and Stripes Asphalt on Chambersburg Road in the amount of $173.27. E is for the Zaxxons on Brick Boulevard in the amount of $645.56. F is for Nicholas Catone on Brick Boulevard in the amount of $79.26. G is for AAM Auto Sales on Route 70, Route 88, and Burn Tavern Road in the amount of $732.08. H is for Delaware Valley Paving on Route 70 in the amount of $13,717.67. I is for Urban Edge Properties on Route 70 in the amount of $3,323.66. J is for Conroy Construction on Route 70 in the amount of $1,461.91. K is for Matthew Baroni on Route 70 in the amount of $129.14. L is for Brixmore Operating Partnership on Route 88 in the amount of $1,081.48. M is for the Brick Professional Plaza Association on Route 88 in the amount of $329.84. N is for the River Rock Sports Bar and Grill on Route 70 in the amount of $1,223.08. And O is for Quality First Contracting on Brushy Neck Drive in the amount of $1,312.98.
Thank you. Resolution 417.
17A, 100% DAV refund and cancel taxes for Block 974, Lot 5, in the amount of $2,981.17. 17B is 100% DAV refund and cancel taxes for Block 1050, Lot 20, in the amount of $4,952.23. 17C, 100% DAV refund and cancel taxes for Block 1192.02, Lot 103, in the amount of $797.78. 17D, 100% DAV refund and cancel taxes for Block 1306.100, Lot 4, in the amount of $1,680.90. 17E, tax overpayments for 2021, there is one, Block 1210.08, Lot 9, in the amount of $1,062.71. 17F, tax overpayments for 2022, there are two, Block 324.09, Lot 27, in the amount of $1,473.61, and Block 903.01, Lot 2, in the amount of $1,601.32. 17G, state tax appeal granted for Block 1192.38, Lot 6.01, 1041 Burn Tavern Road, in the amount of $6,273.75.
Thank you. That ends our consent agenda. Can I get a motion and a second?
Motion.
Second.
Thank you. Open to council. Seeing none, close council. Open to public for questions on the resolutions only. Mr. Fosman.
Jim Fosman, Rhode Island Avenue. On 4-3, I was wondering if the township is going to lower the percent of the bond for the securing the properties and the demolition, because we did a house on a while back on Beverly Boulevard, and that house came to $86,000 for demolition, and that contractor only had to put up 10%, and the job was done, and we'll inspect it, and everything went well. I was thinking this might give other small construction companies a better chance, because the more everything's kind of crazy for the COVID, that'll give them a better chance of bidding on these jobs, and instead of putting up 100% of the bond all the time.
We're just talking, I think the bond requirement is set by state law, but I will look into it and see if there's a possibility of reducing that, but I don't believe we have the discretion to reduce the amount of the bond, but I'll look into it.
Yeah, that bond was on that property, definitely 10% was $8,600.
Okay, I'll look at it and report back. I'm just, whatever discretion we have, we can exercise.
Yeah, give everybody else a better chance. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else from public? Yes, sir, in front.
My name is Anthony Fresina. I own 80 West Granada, and I've never been through this before, but I realize, you know, what I only get a chance to speak real quick, but gonna knock my house down. You voted to knock my house down, my house, my home, with all my personal effects in there. And I understand that I have to follow the maintenance, and I'm going to do my best to work with them, but this gets painted with a broad stroke that they've been fighting with us for 3 years, and they haven't. The story is the contractor that raised the house took our money and left. So we went to the Attorney General. The Attorney General said, don't do anything to the house while this is under investigation. Meanwhile, I guess the neighbors got annoyed because it was under construction, called the maintenance, and we did do some of the, we did clean up. The big thing I did do was I put siding on the house. After I put siding on the house, I got fined for working without a permit. Anyway, we now secured a permit, but I was not made aware of the meeting on December 22nd. They sent a certified letter to the house, which no one lives in. And on Christmas Day, my neighbor called to wish me a Merry Christmas. He said, by the way, you got a FedEx. So I went down there Christmas Day. Merry Christmas. They're going to knock the house down. So I didn't even get a chance to go. That's the reason I wasn't at the maintenance, because I was never made aware of that. And we did file for the permit. I went to the Ocean County Appeals because I got fined for put siding up. The maintenance board wanted me to fix the outside of the house because they said it looked lousy, so I put siding up, got fined. So I had enough. I filed an appeal with Ocean County. So they said you have 30 days to take the permit out. So I came in September 1st to get the permit. And all it was a change of contractor's name, not a new permit. I didn't want to take over the old permit because there were violations that the other contractor did that now I'm responsible to fix. And the building department, to be very frank, hasn't been that helpful. So anyway, I come in September, apply for the permit. They said, we'll call you when it's ready. And the September, I didn't hear, I come in, my permit ready? No, we'll call you when it's ready. Okay. I come in October. Hey, is my permit ready? No, we'll call you when it's ready. Okay. I come in November. Hey, is my permit ready? Because in Ocean County, I had 30 days to get the permit. And that was one of the things with the maintenance board. You guys wanted me to renew my permit. Anyway, finally December, I give up. So now Christmas Day, I get this letter. I make an appointment with the building inspector. It didn't go well because he tells me, I'm not going to give you a permit. You have to take care of the maintenance. I'm not going to give you the permit. I said, but they overlap because of the siding. No, no, no. And by the way, you don't own the house, so I'm not going to give you the permit. In the Ocean County appeals, it was decreed that I was the owner, because it's in my wife's name, Lori Fresina, my sister, and myself. So finally, he called the police on me, escorted me out, because I wanted to know, why didn't I get my permit? Why did it take 4 months to tell me no when you're going to knock my house down? So I'm looking at the clock because I know I only have 5 minutes. So this was painted with a broad stroke, like I am not cooperating. But I spoke tonight, I will do my best to cooperate with the board, but some of the things that the official puts on here, you could hear my voice because my front yard was nothing was done to it. He wants a soil erosion permit because there's soils erosion, sand running into the street. I don't have a sand dune. I have my regular front yard. I don't know how to fix that. I'm a concrete contractor. I don't know how to fix that. He says the outside of the home is discolored and weathered. It's brand new siding. How do I fix that? So I am going to do my best to work with the maintenance, but some of these things I don't know if I'm going to be in front of you again and you're going to vote to knock it down again. I'm doing the best I can. Like I said, my biggest thing is why that I wait 4 months for my permit. I know my time is up, so. You know, I hope no one ever has to go through a letter that your house is being knocked down, because this is not a summer home. My sister lives there. You know, all our personal effects are in this house. And, but anyway, thank you
Thank
for
you.
the time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So thank you for your comments, and so thank you for your comments, and we look forward to having the matter resolved. Just for the council's education, this case was first heard before the Property Maintenance Board in July 2020. And as you know, it takes a process before it gets to the Property Maintenance Board. It was heard again December 2020, and then again December 2021. So we generally do exercise patience. We want willing participation. There is also another member of our board here in the audience tonight that can also speak to that. And tonight does not mean that the demolition trucks are going to show up tomorrow, but it does mean that we take this very seriously on behalf of the residents and neighbors that want to see properties improved. So I'll just give you a little bit of background, but we're looking forward to working with this resident and all residents on rectifying any issues they have with our building department.
Thank you. Anybody else from public? Yes, Ms. Cole.
Mancow 18 Greenbrier Boulevard. I have several things I want you to explain to me, but I want to start with asking the attorney, Mr. Yes. Sorry. Usually my voice carries far and wide. I think to Howell and back. Mr. Starkey, if we, the citizens and residents of Brick, have a problem with how business is done with this entity, whom can we go to that has oversight and make a complaint?
Well, your best option, frankly, is to come to this entity as you're doing now.
I've come many, many times. I've gotten nowhere. You've heard me. And my heart goes out to this gentleman because I've gone through things like that, except for the 2 years of COVID, which it was in conjunction with my sustaining some limitation of my mobilities. I have been at caucus meetings, at public meetings. I must have missed the caucus meeting at which these things are discussed in depth without a 5-minute limit.
Ms. Cole, do you have a question of the resolution?
I have,
Please.
okay?
Please.
But I want to know from the attorney, for the disrespect you're showing me, to what legal entity, not legal, governmental entity, do I go to Sheila Oliver, or to the DCA head, which I just looked up today and I don't remember because now I'm too angry? Okay. Number one, when did the caucus meeting take place at which these things should be discussed in depth without time limit on us getting the information we need? I missed it. It's listed on here, but the meeting is listed for 7, and I was here at 7, and there was no caucus portion. I've been through the point at which we had a combined, because we would go over everything with the caucus, so we had a combined that we would do that and then go into the public meeting, formal, and take votes. Caucus meeting, there's no votes. So I'll look into that. I see that you did find a way to put addresses on 4.3, and this gentleman's address I see listed. I'm going to speak to him. I was here when they instituted that maintenance board. We don't need these levels of nonsense and jumping through hoops for all different entities. I think it's time we the people demand that we have a state governing board, which basically is the New Jersey legislature and the governor. A county, which is the Ocean County, governing board of commissioners. And we have the township. Township shouldn't be involved in half the things it's being involved in. The planning board, which isn't even a proper entity at this point. The planning board decided they were going to have a maintenance committee. Just puts another level of government and causes the problems this gentleman faced. It's improper. Let me see. I don't think anybody has ever adequately explained the advice and consent. I know it, but I doubt anybody else here, including the council members. I don't know whether they got any training when they went on the job. I worked for a very large corporation from 1959, September, and I was actively employed till the end of April 1994. Went back for a couple of consultants' jobs with them, testing their software that ran the New York and, at that point, New England, thus 9X, mainframe, billing, and record orders software. I did user testing, and I was responsible for a big piece that sat in the middle and involved the printers. It involved communication from one. Mr. Halloran isn't here again, evidently. And a server is not what Mr. Halloran defined it. I know what a server is. You don't.
Thank you.
I'm not stopping because
You asked one question in 5 minutes. This is for questions only. You'll have your 5 minutes at the end of the meeting.
I want to know. I want you to explain to me, in case I misunderstand it, what is a fair and open professional contract as defined by the entity for BRIC, the county, and the state? Where is this on 4.7? It said, you said something about Cedar Grove? Where is that?
I believe that was 4.6, Councilor Minikino.
Well, it probably was, but it's also, I wrote it down under 4.7. It's not listed in the wording here. But that's that was the entity, I believe, for support a New World Public Safety Software Suite. I volunteered to work as the end-user tester to confirm from the specs whether it works properly.
Ms. Cole.
No,
Listen,
no.
I'm not disrespecting you.
Yes, you are.
No,
Yes, you
you're
are.
disrespecting the process here.
No,
There's
that's not the
questions- yeah.
proper process.
Listen, according to you,
That's
okay,
not
there's other
the
people,
proper.
there's other people here.
You get me the wording on the E-code about
Listen.
at a caucus meeting which you have combined with public.
If you put your questions in writing, we'd be more than happy to answer them.
That's funny,
But
you
as
didn't
of
want to
listen,
accept anything
you're
in
not
writing
gonna, you're
before.
not gonna take over this
So
meeting,
all these
okay?
people will not get the benefit.
Cole, you'll get another 5 minutes at the end.
I know,
You'll get,
and that's,
your 5 minutes is up.
okay,
Thank you. You'll get another 5.
that's
Thank-
not sufficient, and that's not according to the way the rules should be.
Thank you,
That's not respecting the residents and citizens.
thank you. Anybody else from public, please?
Council
Ye-
President?
yes.
Could I ask a question? I just want to clarify for my own. What we're voting on tonight, Resolution 4.3, is only to go out to bid, correct? We're not voting to demolish any houses tonight?
Correct.
We're only voting
To
to
receive
solicit
bids.
bids. There is still time in the process for these property owners to work with the board and do what needs to be done. Am I
Correct.
correct about that?
You are.
It will also
Thank
come
you.
back in front of you again before that happens.
Okay, that's what I thought. I just wanted to confirm. Thank you.
Thank you. Close public, roll call.
Councilman Albanese. Yes. Councilwoman Zepsic.
Yes.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Yes.
Vice President Crate.
Yes.
President Menachino.
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you. This brings us to our computer bill resolution.
Be it resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Brick that the following bills be paid and that the mayor and clerk be and are hereby authorized to draw orders on the treasurer for the amounts of the same. Computer bill resolution in the amount of $815, $584.48.
Thank you. Can I get a motion in a second, please?
Motion.
All right, second.
Open to council. Seeing none. Open to public for questions on the computer bill resolution. Seeing none. Close public. Okay, a roll call, please.
Councilman Albanese.
Yes.
Councilwoman Zapsik.
Yes.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Yes.
Vice President Crate.
Yes.
President Menachino.
Yes. This brings us to our manual bill resolution.
Be it resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Brick that the following bills be paid and that the mayor and clerk be and are hereby authorized to draw orders on the treasurer for the amounts of the same. Manual bill resolution in the amount of $1,869,253.55.
Thank you. Can I get a motion in a second, please?
Motion.
Second.
And close council, open council, sorry. Seeing none. Close council. Open to public for the manual bill resolution only. Seeing none. Close public. Roll call.
Councilman Albanese.
Yes.
Councilwoman Zapsik.
Yes.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Yes.
Vice President Crate.
Yes.
President Menachino.
Yes. And this brings us to ordinances on second readings. 5-1, please.
An ordinance of the Township of Brick, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, amending Chapter 145-6 of the Township Code to extend the time for the waiver of fees for construction to promote the renovation of existing vacant commercial structures.
Thank you. Councilwoman DeYoung.
Thank you. In July 2017 and again in 2019, the council renewed an ordinance waiving fees for business owners who renovate an existing vacant commercial property. The program started in 2015 to encourage businesses to come to Brick and occupy vacant storefronts. In this ordinance, the township is encouraging any new businesses to fill any vacant commercial space under 5,000 square feet that has been vacant for at least a year to open for business. All township permits fees are waived to encourage the startup. The Business and Finance Committee has recommended renewing the ordinance, which expired December 31st, 2020. This renewal extends the waiver through December 31st, 2022. In total, 27 new businesses, soon to be 28, have opened and taken advantage of this program. Businesses from bakeries to yoga studios to florists have opened locations that were vacant. And with this, these small businesses have been able to save over $40,000 in permit fees that they would originally have to pay if it was not for this program.
Thank you. Can I get a motion in a second, please?
Motion.
Second.
Open to council. Seeing none. Close council. Open to the public, please. Mr. Fosman.
Jim Fosman. You said there was 28 businesses that have opened since, and how many of those 28 have closed since COVID? You don't keep track of that? So they could have been open for 6 months and closed after the fees were given to them.
Hold on a second. No, Mrs. Bergen, yeah, that's okay. His question, I don't have the answer to his question, that 28 businesses opened for this program.
In 2017, that's when it was passed, and there was 28 businesses opened under that, and that's under 5,000 square feet or less. And how many businesses have closed since that time?
Well, I'm looking at the list, and none of them that I see on this list are closed. I'd be happy to share this with you.
No, that's good, because COVID was out there, and I guess that money was well spent keeping them open. That's all I have, thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else from public? Seeing none, close public, roll call.
Councilman Albanese.
Yes.
Councilwoman Zapsik.
Yes.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Yes.
Vice President Crate.
Yes.
President Menachino.
Yes.
Thank you.
This 5-2, please.
An ordinance of the Township of Brick, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, amending and supplementing the Township Code, Chapter 396, entitled Stormwater Management.
The NJDEP stormwater rules have been modified. All municipalities are required to amend the Township Stormwater Management Ordinance to comply with the model ordinance as provided by the state. The ordinance includes a number of requirements that are designated to improve the quality of stormwater runoff. In February 2021, the council updated the Stormwater Ordinance and is now incorporating 4 new sections as required. Those sections address illicit connections, private storm drain retrofitting, refuse containers, dumpsters, and improper disposal of wastewater. Can I get a motion and a second?
Motion?
Second.
Open to council. Seeing none, close council. Open to public. Seeing none, close public. Roll call.
Councilman Albanese.
Yes.
Councilwoman Zapsik.
Yes.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Yes.
Vice President Crate.
Yes.
President Menachino.
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you. And this brings us to our public comments.
Please note that each person addressing the council during any section of the meeting during which public comment is permitted shall limit his or remarks to 5 minutes pursuant to Brick Township Administrative Code, Section 2-33B.
Thank you. Mr. Sluka.
Good evening. I'll read my letter dated February 19th. Dear Mayor Ducey, Council President Vincent Menachino,
Perfect, thank you.
and all the Brick Councilmen and Councilwomen. Taking me a lot of work to get this name. I don't get it. Residents and workers. Okay. I expect very little from the government rulers in the State House, but that does not mean we all should stop trying. The unwanted, unneeded, unscientific, and proven useless mask mandates are finally over. We hurt our children by forcing them to wear these masks in schools. Government rulers have taken away our freedom for years, and this continues to plague our country. Through constant pressure, the decree of those mandates have finally come to an end. We should, however, use the lesson of ending the mask mandates to help us all realize that continued vocalization can finally end the reign of terror from an overreaching government. With that knowledge, we must continue to communicate and inform the State House leaders, and all will at least listen to reason of the major nauseating mistake they made 10 years ago, which forced toxins into the lungs of thousands of New Jersey residents. There is obviously still a need for walls and various replantings in area of the toxic air surrounding the Garden State Parkway. The New Jersey Turnpike Authority Commissioners made a horrible decision 10 years ago by not considering the neighborhoods surrounded the ill-conceived expansion of the parkway. It was almost 10 years ago that the increased illness, including COPD, asthma, emphysema, autism, began to kill our residents. Some of this happened over time after long illnesses. Increased forestation and high pollution, safety and noise walls are needed in various areas in Brick and Ocean County. These mitigation efforts should be at least help lower the impact of the ill effects of the damaging pollutants forced upon the citizenry by the New Jersey Turnpike Authority Commissioners. The action of the New Jersey Turnpike Authority Commissioners on the parkway adjacent to the areas of Evergreen Woods, Brick High, Town Hall, Briar Mills, Sutton Village, Primrose Garden, Greenbrier, Birchwood Park have created many illnesses, and construction of walls and increased natural barriers are an absolute necessity. Action to save the lives of Brick in Ocean County is long past due, so we must continue to speak out and inform the state government and the New Jersey Turnpike Authority Commissioners of the harm they have caused to many of our taxpayers. Thank you for your time. I didn't say it. John Sluka, 950 Sylvia Court. I yield back 2 minutes.
Thank you, sir. Anybody else from public? Ms. Cole?
Nan Cole, 18 Greenbrier Boulevard. I don't know how to say seize the moment in a Latin, only carpe diem, and you're not going to let me have a whole day. to discuss it. So for the moment, we will go on with that. I'm not sure where I read it. I go online and I look at the brick patch, Shoreby, occasionally the Township, which tells me nothing, and saw that the planning board had a meeting at which they apparently approved some type of a smoothie drive-through up right opposite the entrance exit to the Kohl's ShopRite Plaza. I didn't see one word about a traffic study being done there. And of course, you're going to tell me that that road is a county road and not a township road. But somewhere in the wealth of things I stored on my computer, I have that when construction takes place on any roadway, and especially if it's intersecting another, every entity should be involved in the discussions, meaning the county, the township, the county, and even the state when it comes to Route 70, and this is close enough and impacted by the traffic off Route 70. I don't think there's a person here who hasn't gone there at a time of day where the traffic is backed up. They can turn off 70. Of course, you can't turn from us. I guess it's going south. I always get it mixed up. Off Chambers Bridge onto 70. But you could off 70 coming from the west. And it backs up all the way there. It backs up trying to get in. There's a sign telling you to use Ovation Way. I happen to know where it is. Many people who are going to drive there are not familiar with the roads. And nobody in this township, the officials in this township, makes any effort to inform the new people that come here about different things, like the council meetings, like what the planning board is for, like having a town hall meeting. Oh yeah, that's what the caucus meeting used to equate to, was being able to bring things up, being able to get the information we need. And now, if I am correct, and my doctor assured me when I saw him last week, that there is none, I have no dementia, nothing wrong with my brain except it goes too fast and far ahead of me to catch up with it. I didn't see anything about this until about 2 days ago. So my memory says this council has to pass approval in the form of a resolution, but I'm not sure that that's accurate because, of course, we don't ever get any information about the town, where things are. My next-door neighbor is still trying to figure it out. She's been there since about last September, and I do what I can. I've given her maps and things and told her. So you people are absolutely a laughingstock representing the government here in the form of the mayor and this council.
Thank you. Anybody else from public? Seeing none, close public. Mrs. Bergen.
Nothing for me, thank you.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes, thank you. Congratulations to our Brick Memorial mock trial team. They are in the county mock trial finals, which is taking place tomorrow night at 5 p.m. Unfortunately, they're up against Mates, which has some Brick Township residents on it. Unfortunately, it's on Zoom because the state made a requirement that the whole mock trial competition take place by way of Zoom instead of in person. But I'll let you know at the next council meeting if Brick Memorial is successful. Also, congratulations to the Brick Memorial bowling team for winning the Tournament of Champions. We'll probably have them in at some point, like we always do, the girls bowling team. Also, sectional champions for wrestling, and then the wrestling Tournament of Champions is coming up as well, the individual wrestling. Also, another awesome event I went to was Saturday, was the Rudy Awards. That's thanks to our Brick Recreation Basketball, which is for students from 4th grade through sophomore year of high school. And the Rudy Awards is basically one player from each team, boys and girls, that exemplifies showing their hardest 100%, 110% for every practice, every game. and every team gets to appoint one Rudy Award winner, and it's a great achievement for those kids. It's not necessarily the best player. In fact, almost always isn't the best player, but it's the hardest working player, which those traits are going to move on, with them throughout their lifetime. And it was a day for their little brothers and sisters to look up to them, and their older brothers and sisters to also look up at them, and strive for that, getting that type of award. I did have a speaking engagement tonight. It was originally supposed to be January 12th, but back then was in the height of, the big COVID, outbreak again. So it was rescheduled to tonight, and even though I had agreed back in December to be the guest speaker, it was supposed to be a Wednesday night, January 12th, but then got rescheduled to tonight. They didn't check with me before rescheduling, and it happens to be a council meeting night. But again, it just gives an example. Please, if you'd like for me to come out to your club or organization, just contact the mayor's office here, 732-262-1240, and be able to come out and give a little update of what's going on around town, which everybody always wants to hear about. And then lastly, if everybody could please make arrangements for Friday, March 11th, is our Brick Hero Awards. We were unable to have them in 2021, so we have 2 years' worth of heroes that need to be honored for all the great things that our residents do here in town. It's another special event that this council and government puts on for our awesome residents, and a way to honor them. So no matter how small the feat, we're still taking nominations. So please email bwhite at brick. It's TWP, right? It's bricktownship.net. bwhite at bricktownship.net. I didn't know she had one. Just like some people don't have those. So please, it's March 11th, and otherwise, please come out and just listen to all the great stories around town about the Hero Awards. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Starkey.
I just want to remind everyone, we have good public participation here. There's also a meeting of the MUA on Thursday night. That's this Thursday, February 24th at 7 p.m. That's at 1551 Highway 88 West. So everyone's welcome. There is an open public comment at that meeting as well. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Madam Clerk.
I have nothing, thank you.
Madam Secretary.
Nothing tonight, thanks.
Councilman Albanese.
Nothing.
Thank you. Councilwoman Zapsik.
I have nothing tonight, Council President, thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman DeYoung.
We have 2 upcoming events for our seniors. The Senior St. Patrick's Day event is March 11th. It is a lunch and bingo at 11:30 at our senior center, the VFW. And March 25th at 12 o'clock, Senior Services is hosting, again, a lunch and a bingo, also at the senior center. Please call to make reservations, 732-920-8686. Again, that's March 11th at 11:30 and March 25th at 12, lunch and bingo. Thank you.
Thank you. Council Vice President Crate.
I have nothing.
Thank you. The only thing I have is the next council meeting will be Tuesday, March 8th, 2022, 7 o'clock here. Can I get a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Motion.
All in favor?
Aye.